What's good, y'all? My name is P. Will. Thank you for joining into the Man Talk podcast. If you can, like, subscribe to this podcast. I appreciate it. We appreciate it over here. Thank y'all once again. I know I'm a new face, but I'm gonna be a recurring face every week, bring you new hot topics that I'll speak on, talk about things that I want to talk about, things that the people want to talk about. You get a fresh perspective on it. So, first topic that we're gonna bring in today, the NBA playoffs. Now, I know it's been a wild road since the playoffs first started, but we got our final four teams. We got the LA Clippers, we got the Phoenix Suns, we got who is that? The Bucks, goddamn, and we got the Atlanta Hawks. Now I know nobody that's listening, nobody that's looking or watching even thought about these four teams being in the finals. Maybe the Clippers, but if the Lakers was full and healthy, y'all already know what it is. It would have been Lakers and the Nets in seven, personally, my personal opinion. But I think injuries plagued this playoffs, man. I think a few of these teams ain't really supposed to be here, but just so happen injuries happen. So you got to take the good with the bad and everything else that come with it. Last night's game, Trae Young, even though he didn't have a stellar, crazy performance scoring, I think he had like 13, 14 assists, if I'm not mistaken. Carried his team all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals. Joel Embiid, great job, dog. It ain't on you. It's on your teammate, Ben Simmons, 6'10", 250 pounds with 5 points. Crazy. I'm 5'9" and could have gotten in there and at least got 6. Personal opinion once again. But on the cool, real talk, I think this is going to be a great playoffs. I think all four teams are going to be able to outduel each other. It's probably going to be a higher scoring game on the Eastern Conference side than the Western Conference side. But I'm anxious to see what's going to happen. I'm ready for it. My finals prediction, I got the Suns and the Bucks. Suns in 6. If CP3 come back, even though they say he out indefinitely, I'm pretty sure they'll bring him back. They kind of need it. Because without CP3, Suns might get took in 7. They look good first game, though. They look damn good the first game. Second topic that I want to get into, Nick Cannon, right? Nick Cannon, dope dude, host of Wild and Out. Seen him on a whole bunch of shows, Underclassmen, Drumline, one of my favorite movies with him in it. A lot of TV shows that he's done, Masked Singer, and a couple of other ones. Check this out. Nick Cannon got 6 kids with his 7th one on the way, 5 baby mamas. Even though it sounds taboo, it's actually kind of dope. Because Holmes, all his baby mamas got a great understanding with each other. They know who's who. They know who pay the bills. They know who he is. They know what he got going. I ain't going to say that they don't necessarily want to mess up the money flow, but at the same time, you got to kind of see it for what it is. It's Nick Cannon. Seemed kind of like a corny dude, but I hear that he real behind the scenes. You feel me? So 7 kids is kind of a lot, though, man. I got 1, and I be wanting to kick my little shorty to the moon for real. And she be doing a lot. I couldn't imagine having 7 of them things. And 5 baby mamas? Please. I don't know what world he live in, but it seems like an awesome world. Because I know some of the baby mamas out here with 1 baby daddy, and it's too much. It's too much, personally, from what I see. But at the same time, you got that type of limelight, you got that type of cash flow, you kind of do what you want. If you can afford 7 babies, have 7 babies. Have 17 if you want to, live like a king. But at the same time, it's like that behind the scenes stuff. You don't really know what's going on, which is cool. That's his own personal business, family business, or whatever. But from the outside looking in, it's kind of tough, man. It's kind of tough. I don't know. I couldn't pull a Nick Cannon. Even if I could do it, I still don't think that I would do it on the slick. It just seemed like a lot of work, man. It seemed like a lot of work, not just for him, but for his baby mamas, for the other people that's taking care of the kids themselves, you know. I'm pretty sure that they'll all know each other, be able to play with each other, and, you know, be siblings. But at the same time, 5 baby mamas, ain't no way. Not me. Five. Five of them things. Nah, I can't do it. I can't do it. That's too much. For real. 5 baby mamas is two is enough. What is it? Two is a couple, three is a crowd. So four must be crazy, and five is out your damn mind, I'm guessing. Nigga, out his damn mind. I say that. Uh, but big ups to Nick Cannon, man. Glad he out here doing his thing, staying healthy, got his show back. Much love, much love. Next topic, I'm gonna slide into. This one is a pretty fun one for me. Things outside of our culture. As you can see, I'm a black dude, naturally, chocolate and gifted. But there are things that I want to do outside my culture, like swimming with the sharks, for example. I know it sounds crazy. We always hear like, oh man, that's white people shit. But it's not. It's just something new to try, something new to do. Now, I don't know many black people that ever swim with sharks. I don't know many black people that swim, but the ones that I do know, none of them will go out there to that ocean past kneecaps. The furthest is waistline, and they had to have like grown up in that environment, like Florida or California, somewhere where there's an ocean that you always get into, so it's pretty normal. But uh, like snorkeling and getting in a cage and watching the sharks swim around and stuff like that, I'm into it. I fool with it heavy, but it's different. It's taboo. You don't really see a lot of black people doing it. Me, I'll be one of them. When I get to that point, uh, where I start doing more traveling and stuff like that, I'll definitely get out there and swim with some sharks. Now, I'm not finna go crazy and like just get out with the big joints that be like snapping people in half on some jaws type shit, but I get out there with the little, mini sharks or whatever you want to call them. The ones ain't hella deadly. Let me say that. And then we work up to the big boys. You know what I mean? But I've always found the ocean interesting. Always. It's like being in space, except it's underwater. One of the scariest places that you can go to. I was just reading up not too long ago about the Marina Trench. Well, not reading up. Me and my wife was talking about it. The Marina Trench. I think that's the name of it. But it's like the deepest part of the ocean. And there's so many different animals and stuff that's down there that we probably never even seen before. And some of them are actually starting to come in the surface. So I feel like that's one of the areas that I actually wouldn't mind going swimming with the sharks, just to see how different they are in that atmosphere versus like the ones that you see on the shore, or like the ones that they show on like Animal Planet and stuff like that. Get into their habitat, figure out what it is that they do to hunt for food and all that other jazz, kind of see it firsthand. Maybe I'm a little crazy, maybe I'm a little outside the culture, but I'm cool with that too. It's something different. Y'all should get into different stuff too. Broaden your horizon. I'm trying to. Shit, you can too. Uh, and the last topic for today, I like to call this Comedy Now. Comedy Now, pretty much, I like to think about the comedians from back in the day to the comedians that are now, how everything is kind of transformed. When you look at the comedians like Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, the Dave Chappelle's, the Kevin Hart's, how they kind of came from traditional means of the stage and kind of getting their name out there and then appearing in movies, and your name get greater and greater and greater, and you build this major fan base without people actually knowing you like that, but only seeing you through stand-up and seeing you through movies, versus today's comedians like Haha Davis and Country Wayne, Big Ja, 85 South Show, Kev on Stage, Tony Baker, to hear more. You see a lot of these guys who have cultivated comedy from doing it from the internet. And I know there's a few stars before them, but these are the most prominent people now, especially the most prominent people that I watch. Funny content, man. Funny as hell. And ain't no shots at the old comedians or the older comedians or the people from back in the gap that had a lot harder road. But these dudes put in work too. You know, some of them hit the stage, some of them not. But at the end of the day, I feel like funny is funny. I also feel like a lot of things we took for granted coming up. I'm an 80s baby. I was born in 88. So I got to see a lot of the older stars kind of in their prime or going out of their prime. And I definitely got to see all of the newer acts, you know, because all of us are around the same age. And being able to see how big it is becoming with the internet, like Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, they're all over the place. You know, you can be seen easier. Your content can be put out there easier. And the other big thing is your fans have easier access to you. You know, when you could get on Instagram and you put a video out there, instantly you could see 1,000 comments. Man, this shit funny, you hilarious, or you see the ones that ain't so good. You know, you sorry, woo, whatever they want to say. But the access to our comedians now is amazing. And I think a lot of the older comedians kind of got to show love. You know, you kind of got to respect it because you cultivated this role. The whole point of you going through the trials and tribulations and the BS is for the people that come after you. That way they don't have to do that. You know, they don't have to go through that. Same thing as if you want to look at it from a cultural perspective for Black people. Yeah, so many Black people who went through so many negative things to get to where we are now. You got to give respect to it. You know, you got to shine a light on it. You got to be able to say thank you. But you also, the people who are saying thank you have to get thanked too, because comedy's not going anywhere, you know, and comedy is subjective to the person that's looking at it or the listener or the whatever you want to call it. But you have to look at it in a bigger picture, at a bigger light. You know, everything is changing. You got things like cancel culture and all the different groups that are out there that are kind of like against comedians that are on the web and all that other stuff. Man, I got to stop that nonsense. If it's funny, it's funny. Nobody should have to hold back on how funny they are because of what somebody else thinks or what somebody else feels, as long as it's in proper context. Now, if you're going out there and calling people out their names, like racial slurs and stuff like that, of course that's not okay. But at the same time, you have to be able to objectify comedy. If this person isn't for you, they're not for you. If they are for you, then they are for you. You know, you rock with what you rock with. But I think comedy is getting ready to be taken to new heights, and I love comedy. That's one of my favorite genres. If it's not comedy, then it's, you know, action. If it's not action, that's probably pretty much it for the most part on what I'm gonna watch or what I'm gonna listen to. But I think it's amazing. I really, really do. I think that it's getting to a point where everybody can start coming together and really realizing that comedy is bigger than it's ever been, you know, and not just from our aspect of Black folks. I mean, like there's white comedians out there, Asian comedians out there, Middle Eastern comedians out there that are killing it right now, you know, but it's all about your demographic and the people that you decide that you want your comedy to be adjusted to, you know. But I do appreciate y'all for coming out tonight, man. Once again, my name is P. Will. This is the Man Talk Podcast. If you can, like, subscribe, hit that link, everything else that come along with it. I appreciate y'all. Y'all can catch me again next Monday, 10 to 11. Appreciate everything that y'all do. Y'all be blessed.